Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this online lecture series. This is your teacher, Neha Pradeep Joshi. Right now, we are covering the final part of our syllabus, that is, An Enemy of the People, a play written by Henrik Johann Ibsen. In previous two lectures, we have seen the actual plot, characters, synopsis of the extract, and we have actually started to read the play, the third act. Now, before I begin with this, let us briefly revise what is there in this drama that we have seen so far. Not drama, the play. Sorry for that. What is there in this play? Let us just briefly revise. Now, who is the central character in this play? Dr. Stockman, right? Because see, आणि कुणाला म्हणायचं मेन आहे कॅरेक्टर, बिकॉज दॅट पर्सन और दॅट पर्सन्स ॲक्शन इज मोर इम्पॉर्टंट दॅन एनिथिंग एल्स, म्हणून त्याला हिरो म्हणायचं, राईट? So here Dr. Stockman is a principal character. He is a medical officer of public baths, okay, and he has a brother. His name is Peter Stockman. His brother is a mayor of the town, and this Dr. Stockman is public officer, medical officer. And what happens, he discovers that the newly built public baths have a contaminated water, so it is dangerous for people if they keep continue to use them. ते जे पब्लिक बाथ्स आहेत, नव्याने बांधलेले आहेत, ते जर लोक वापरत राहिले तर त्यामुळे साथीचे आजारसुद्धा पसरू शकतात. इट इज डेंजरस और इट इज अ हेल्थ रिस्क, राईट? So he decides to first he tells this to the municipal authorities, but they refuse to accept his report, okay, because see, it is a business for them, right? So they cannot accept it, they cannot say it openly that the public baths are dangerous for people. आता इथे पब्लिक बाथ्स का महत्त्वाचे आहेत? हां, तुम्हाला वाटेल की हां ठीक आहे ना, म्हणजे ते आपली ॲज वी कॉल इट इन मराठी, सार्वजनिक स्वच्छतागृह किंवा स्नानगृह बंद राहिली काय किंवा ओपन राहिली काय, काय फरक पडतो आहे? हां, वाय डज दॅट मॅटर सो मच? फॉर दॅट यू नीड टू नो समथिंग अबाउट हिस्ट्री ऑफ आयर्लंड, history of Norway. This particular town which is discussed, it is a tourist place, okay. So these public baths is one of the many amenities which are provided in the city to the tourist, uh, by the municipal authorities, okay. हा एक स्ट्रॉंग सेलिंग पॉईंट आहे त्यांचा, ॲज इट इज अ टुरिस्ट टाउन, okay. So they use this public baths to lure the visitors to enter the city or to stay in the city, or that town. So if they say or if they openly accept it की आमचे पब्लिक बाथ्स जे आहे ते कंटॅमिनेटेड वॉटर त्यामध्ये आहे, सो देअरफॉर इट इज अनसेफ टू यूज देम, definitely it will hamper their or it will have a negative impact on their business. So municipal authorities are not going to accept Dr. Stockman's report, but he has some certain principles, and he values them a lot. So he decides that people should know that municipal authorities are playing with their health, right? They are playing this dirty game because their business is involved. So he decides that he'll publish an article about this in a newspaper, in a magazine, and name of that magazine is People's Messenger, right? त्यांनी आता डिसाईड केले की आय एम गोइंग टू एक्सपोज all of this with help of this magazine. And in the previous chapter we have seen that there is editor and sub-editor, Hofstad and Billing, of this People's Messenger, and they are ready to publish Dr. Stockman's report or article. And Dr. Stockman talks about how he wants that article or how it should be published, right? He is very much concerned about it. All right. And now let us see what happens. Dr. Stockman gives his article to those people to print, and there is their printer, Aslaksen, who says that it is okay that you are worried about people, but do it in a moderation, whatever you are doing. जे काही करणार आहात ते थोडं सांभाळून करा, बिकॉज यू आर गोइंग टू stand against the local authorities, right? They can take an action against us as well. So whatever you do it with a moderation, in a moderation, right? So now what happens, let us see. In previous lecture we have covered this part, so I'm going to the next part. Yeah, okay, we have seen up to this point Billing Hostad, and they talk and they leave the place, and now another person enters, Petra. Okay, now who is Petra? As you if you have gone through that initial list given of characters, Petra is a daughter of Dr. Stockman. Okay, so now she enters, uh, and she talks with Hofstad. Hofstad is editor of People's Messenger, and she is not there to talk about her father. She has another business, or she has some another work that she needs to complete. So she comes there and she tells Hofstad that I have come here on my account. Here is an English story, okay, that you gave me for translation. काय आहे ते इंग्लिश टू नॉर्वेजियन लँग्वेजमध्ये ट्रान्सलेट करायचं आहे, अँड पेट्रा इज अ टीचर, देअर फोर हॉस्टार्ड हॅज गिवन हर दिस जॉब बिफोर. ओके, त्यांनी सांगितले की स्टोरी ट्रान्सलेट करून दे. ती आता परत आली आहे. वाय? शी टेल्स दॅट शी इज अनेबल टू डू दिस जॉब बिकॉज इट गोज अगेन्स्ट हर व्हॅल्यूज और हर बिलीव सिस्टम. ओके, सो ही आस्क वाय, व्हॉट इज देअर. हॉस्टार्ड जो आहे त्याला इंग्लिश येत नाही, सो ही आस्क व्हॉट इज देअर इन दॅट स्टोरी दॅट यू डोंट लाईक. And she says that see, the burden of the story is that there is a supernatural power that looks after the so-called good people in this world and makes everything happen for the best in their case, while all the so-called bad people are punished. हा, ती काय म्हणते की स्टोरी काय आहे माहिती आहे का, की अशी एक काहीतरी हायर पॉवर आहे, सुपर नॅचरल पॉवर आहे, दॅट प्रोटेक्ट्स गुड पीपल अँड दॅट पनिशेस द बॅड पीपल. Okay, and she has that scientific attitude in her. So she says that what kind of rubbish is this, who is going to believe it, and are you going to publish this in the magazine? So this goes against her principles, therefore she says that I'm not going to do this job. Okay, and now Hostad tells her, you're perfectly right, but an editor cannot always act as he would prefer. So Hostad says that, yeah, त्याने सुद्धा ती स्टोरी ऐकल्यानंतर म्हणतो की येस, आय ऑल्सो डोंट बिलीव्ह इन इट, बट सी, आय डोंट हॅव that much power to decide. Okay, he is often, he means what, a journalist. Okay, he is often obliged to bow to the wishes of the public in unimportant matters. Okay, now public opinion matters a lot for these people as well. तुम्ही even while going through the news channel or surfing the news channels, you must have seen this kind of talks arranged, ki there is a studio and there are five so-called experts sitting there, and there is a competition going on who can shout louder. They have some kind of a topic, and for that 1 hour they talk each and everything except about that topic, right? पाहिलं असेल तुम्ही, इफ यू आर वॉचिंग मराठी न्यूज चॅनल्स, दॅन इट इज अ कॉमन ऑब्झर्वेशन की त्यांचा टॉपिक जो असतो, हां, परिसंवाद ॲज इट इज कॉल्ड, त्यामध्ये तो टॉपिक सोडून बाकी सगळे विषय बोलले जातात. अँड देर इज अ शाउटिंग कॉम्पिटिशन. इट इज नथिंग इंटलेक्च्युअल इन इट, but still all news channels do it. Why? Because public opinion matters. They have only one concern, that is TRP, acceptance by people. So they are going to do whatever the public likes. Okay, they can even take an interview of a TikTok person, or TikToker, or even any kind of a rubbish thing you can see on the screen, just because it is accepted by people, because it will entertain people. Okay, so they are saying that I have nothing in my hand. Okay, I have to uh, go with the flow. People like this kind of stories, so I'm going to publish it. And Petra asks, if this goes against your principles, then are you not going to stand, taking a stand for that? की जर तुम्ही म्हणताय की हे तुमच्याही तत्वांच्या अगेन्स्ट जातं, सो तुम्ही ह्याच्या विरोधात काही करू नाही शकत, बिकॉज दिस मीडियम इज इन युअर हँड, राईट? यू आर दी editor of the magazine, so you should decide, or you should have some criteria fixed of what you are going to publish and what are you not going to publish, right? फक्त पब्लिक ओपिनियन हा एकच फॅक्टर नाही असू शकत. And Hostad says that he is unable to do so. He has to go with the flow. If people like it, I'll publish anything. Okay, and Petra is too much shocked when she hears it. ती म्हणते की एकीकडे तुम्ही माझ्या to her father, this Hostad is going to help Dr. Stockman to publish his article in his magazine, right? So Petra says that on one hand, you are going to take such a strong stand, and on the other hand, you are even refusing not to publish this stupid story. What kind of a person are you? Petra is also a strong minded girl. So she sees something wrong and she comments on it, she criticizes it, and she refuses to follow the flow. Okay, she doesn't care if all are liking or not. She says what she believes. So she is like exactly like her father, right? Unapologetic and strong minded girl. And Hostad is not like her. He has different kind of concerns. uh, yeah. And he says that it is not my idea, it is Billing's idea. Billing ने decide केले, sub editor Billing has decided to publish this story in the magazine. आणि see, this story is not important here. खरं तर छोटीच गोष्ट आहे, बट स्टील ती म्हणते आहे की इफ यू आर हँडलिंग दिस मीडियम देन हँडल इट विथ अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, राईट? जर तुम्हालाच ते पटत नाही आहे, देन वाय आर यू पब्लिशिंग इट? Why are you serving such a false narrative to the people? Right? As a journalist, it is your responsibility as well of what you are going to offer to the people. This is what she says. And there is then a discussion between these two people, and Petra is too much disgusted with Hostad, and she leaves the place. Okay? Yeah. She says that on one hand, you say that you're going to help my father, but I highly doubt that. काही होऊ शकतं ना, इफ द पर्सन हॅज नॉट एनी क्लिअर आयडिया. काय होऊ शकतं, मे बी आता डॉक्टर स्टॉकमॅन आले आहेत, ही हॅज सम काइंड ऑफ एक्सप्लोजिव्ह आर्टिकल अबाउट म्युन्सिपल अथॉरिटीज, म्हणून आज ते लोक हे पब्लिश करत आहेत. मे बी नेक्स्ट टाइम डॉक्टर स्टॉकमॅनच्या विरोधात कुठलं तरी आर्टिकल त्यांच्याकडे येईल, तर तुम्ही ते पण छापणार का? सो यू हॅव नो ओपिनियन ऑफ युअर ओन, यू आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डू फॉर द सेक ऑफ द मॅगझिन ओनली, right? So it is, you are also indulging in a business. You don't care about values or health or well-being of the people. You're just doing your business. This is what Petra realizes, and she is disgusted with Hostad, and she leaves the place. Okay, and now what happens? Yeah, now Aslakson enters and he says, the mayor is outside in the printing room. Okay, now Petra has left the place. Now Peter Stockman, Dr. Stockman's brother and the mayor of the town, is outside the printing room. Okay, now there is, some kind of discomfort that Hofstad suddenly feels की मेयरच आले आहेत बाहेर. So now he comes in and he starts to have an interaction with Hofstad and Aslakson. And then what happens? He comes and Hofstad is very nice with the mayor. Okay, because see, he is the mayor after all, so they have to pay respect to him because he has all the authority in his hand right now. Okay, and they are just petty magazine owners. एडिटर सब एडिटर्स आहेत ते फक्त एक मॅगझिन चालवतात अँड द नेक्स्ट पर्सन इज द मेयर ऑफ द टाउन. Okay, so they have to pay respect to Peter Stockman. And then there is a discussion based on the topic of the public baths. Okay, and Peter asks की तुम्हाला त्या रिपोर्टबद्दल कळलं आहे का. Okay, he says here that he has addressed, means Dr. Stockman has addressed a kind of a report to Baths Committee on the subject of certain supposed defects in the baths. Okay, त्यांना आता त्याच्यात वर्ड किती इम्पॉर्टंट आहे बघा, सर्टन सपोज्ड डिफेक्ट्स, म्हणजे काय ते खरोखर आहेतच असं सुद्धा तो म्हणायला तयार नाही की त्यांनी मनानेच काहीतरी तयार केलंय की या बाथ्समध्ये काहीतरी डिफेक्ट आहे. ओके, हॅज ही इंडेड हॉफस्टाड सेस इनिशियली तो जास्त काही रिव्हील करत नाही आहे. हां, ही इज नॉट रेडी टू हॅव एन ओपन इंटरॅक्शन विथ पीटर स्टॉकमॅन, बट अस्लाक्सन goes in the printing room and he brings that article. हां, डॉक्टर स्टॉकमानी हे आर्टिकल दिलं होतं की सांभाळून ठेवा म्हणून सांगितलं होतं, ते आर्टिकल तो घेऊन आला आहे. अँड ही शोज हिम की येस, वी हॅव दॅट आर्टिकल अँड वी आर गोइंग टू प्रिंट इट इन आवर मॅगझिन. ओके, अँड पीटर स्टॉकमॅन नाव आस्क्स की तुम्ही जर छापणार आहात तर तुमचं काय ओपिनियन आहे याबद्दल. Okay, and Hofstad says that I am only a layman and I have only taken a very cursory glance at it. Okay, मी फक्त वरवर पाहिलं ते, I haven't given it a thought. Okay, मला काही फार माहिती नाही त्याबद्दल, but I am going to publish it in my magazine. का तो म्हणतोय की I cannot very well refuse a distinguished man. Dr. Stockman is also a respected person of the in the town. So त्यांनी आर्टिकल दिलंय तो आम्हाला ते छापायलाच पाहिजे, राईट. And now, see, this is how a political narrative is set up. Now this person, this Peter Stockman, is going to control or going to exert his control over the situation, and he tries to manipulate the minds of these people, Aslaksen and Hofstad. Okay, now what he says, let us see. Yes, first of all, he praises Aslaksen that you are very distinguished and very intellectual person, so try to understand what I am saying. ओके, त्यांनी प्रेज केले त्यामुळे हा पण खुश Aslaksen की काय म्हणताय तुम्ही, तुमची काय साईड आहे, लेट मी हिअर दॅट. ही सेज दॅट the small payers, taxpayers are in a majority. Okay, and I think they have a praiseworthy spirit of self-sacrifice among the less wealthy citizens of our town. काय म्हणतात ते माहिती की if we decide to repair the public baths, then for that the citizens have to pay for it. Okay, they will be taxed if they want this thing to be repaired. ओके, आणि ह्या लोकांना आवडत नाही ते की तुम्ही लोकांना जास्तीचा कर भरायला लावणार. अँड ही सेज दॅट येस, बिकॉज म्युनिसिपॅलिटी डज नॉट हॅव दॅट मच मनी विथ इट, अँड इवन द बाथ ओनर्स डोंट हॅव दॅट मच मनी. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू बिलीव्ह इन डॉक्टर स्टॉकमॅन्स आयडिया, ते म्हणतायत त्यानुसार जर आपल्याला करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला हे बाथ्स जे आहेत, दिस पब्लिक बाथ्स, वी हॅव टू कीप देम शट for almost for 2 years. See it over here. The most fatal part of this that we shall be obliged to shut the baths for a couple of years. For 2 years, he says. Okay, काय आहे आणि प्रॉब्लेम, बिकॉज इट इज अ टुरिस्ट प्लेस, इट इज अ टुरिस्ट टाउन, आणि ॲज आय टोल्ड यू की हा एक खूप मोठा सेलिंग पॉईंट आहे त्यांच्यासाठी पब्लिक बाथ्स हा, राईट. आता तुम्ही लेट मी गिव्ह एन एक्झाम्पल. तुम्ही आग्रामध्ये गेलाय आणि तिथे तुम्हाला कळलं की ताजमहाल काही कामासाठी किंवा त्यांच्या मे बी काय फॉर द प्रिझर्वेशन और कन्झर्वेशन वर्कसाठी बंद आहे काही दिवसांसाठी टुरिस्टसाठी. ओके, डेफिनेटली द इकॉनॉमी ऑफ दॅट प्लेस विल बी हॅम्पर्ड, राईट. ताजमहालच नाही तर आग्रामध्ये काय पाहणार आहात, और लाईक एनी अ फेमस प्लेस दॅट यू गो, तिथे तीच गोष्ट बंद आहे तुम्हाला कळलं तर देन व्हॉट विल बी युअर रिस्पॉन्स. अँड पीटर स्टॉकमॅन इज नाव ट्राईंग टू इन्स्टिल द फिअर इन द माइंड ऑफ दीज पीपल की पब्लिक बाथ बंद करायला लागतील 2 वर्षांसाठी. अँड दिस पीपल नो की इफ दोज पब्लिक बाथ्स will be kept shut, then this is going to hamper, have a negative impact on the economy of the town. आणि मग तो काय म्हणतो की तुम्हाला जर ते रिपेअर करून हवे असले तर लोकांनीच पैसे भरायला पाहिजेत. म्युन्सिपॅलिटी डज नॉट हॅव दॅट मच मनी. Okay, so their minds are manipulated in a that way that they finally accepted that Dr. Stockmann's ideas are not at all people friendly. Okay, कि it is not possible to go with the ideas or to accept Dr. Stockmann's ideas. Peter Stockmann manipulates them into accepting that Dr. Stockmann's ideas are actually against the well-being of people. Okay, and this is how a crafty or an intelligent or a shrewd politician always gets his job done. Okay, this is how politics manipulates the people. They manipulate the individual thinking. Okay, when they look at you, they don't perceive you as an individual. They look at you as one person out of a big crowd. ओके, त्यांना एक पर्सन असा वेगळा नको असतो. दे वॉन्ट अ क्राऊड सो दॅट दे कॅन मॅनिप्युलेट. Okay, and now this Dr. Stockmann is an individual who has his own thinking, who has his own ideas. Okay, so Peter Stockmann is trying to manipulate people's mind against Dr. Stockmann's ideas. Okay, he is actually friend of people, but Peter Stockmann portrays him as an enemy of the people. All right, and now we see that this Haustad and Aslaksen, they are actually won over by Peter Stockmann. Then what happens in the final part? मग डॉक्टर स्टॉकमॅनचं काय होतं पुढे? कारण हेच मॅगझिन ओनर्स आहेत की ते सुद्धा आता पीटर स्टॉकमॅनच्या बाजूने जातात. वी सी दॅट इन द लेटर पार्ट कि now they are going to take the side of the mayor, and they are going to call Dr. Stockmann's ideas as irrational and kind of not with any kind of practicality in it. Okay, so now then, all alone, what does Dr. Stockmann do? Whether he decides to leave that issue as it is, or he still decides to take a stand. We'll come to know about that in the next lecture. Till then, keep reading this part. Try to focus more on Dr. Stockmann's character and the basic theme of the play. I hope you have understood today's part. Let us continue with this in the next lecture. Thank you for your attention. We'll meet tomorrow again. Thank you once again.